Hey, you guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. I keep forgetting about that feature. I have to turn my screen. Anyway, we're here. We're here. That's all that matters. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. I'm the host and founder of the I can't talk. You know what I mean. It's been a few days. I wasn't here Wednesday because I was teaching tarot at the castle, which was amazingly fabulous. And I missed you guys, but we had a great time. And it was ghostly and magical, and hopefully we'll make it available for you to purchase. I missed you guys, but we had a great time. And it was. There I am. We had about total maybe 45 people total. Anyway, it was good, and we're excited that more people know how to read tarot. Thomas almost joined. Well, you know what they say about almost. There's either do or do not do, right? Terry loved it. It was excellent, she's saying. Anyway, yeah, we had a great time, and hopefully we'll do it again. I have plans. I'm always scheming something. When we last left our story, somebody said they're ready to read tarot. If anybody's here that was at the tarot class, the live streamed in, and you want to pull out your cards, almost doesn't count. Only in horseshoes and hand grenades. Almost in horseshoes? You can pull out your cards. Yes, there were orbs. I can even show you a picture. Because my niece came. I'll show you some pictures. Let's start with that. Kalani's here. I'll show you. There's a couple of pictures where the orbs really showed up. It's probably too hard to see them. There's the castle, and if you look closely, you can see there are green orbs there. That's the environment. That's the castle. Really fabulous. Really amazing. And there I am teaching the enthusiastic participants. Through those doors is a pool, and then up where those windows are above the pool, the bedrooms are up there. And do you guys remember Ghost Hunters? If you ever watched Ghost Hunters, here's another. They went to Hammond Castle, and their little ghost detector was communicating with John Hammond. So I don't know if you can find that episode. It was a while ago. He's definitely there. Yes, things are good. We're keeping the vibration up. I'm gonna see if I can arrange something else at the castle too. We gotta settle up and everything. So we're keeping the vibration up. Oh, you love Ghost Hunters? Yeah. I've been feeling the stress of what's going on in the world, and we're really needing to really come together. We have to keep the vibration up. It's extremely important. A while back, I read to you a channeling that came to me, and the channeling said that we've been through times like what we're going through. This is about a year and a half ago. That we've been here before as a humanity. And now I kind of see what the guides were talking about because of the time we're in right now. With the genocides and the horrible stuff that's gone on in our past history on the planet. And they said, my guide said, we now have enough people with the necessary voltage to catapult us out of this evil. So, yeah, and you can really feel it. And my thumbnail that I put on the screen when I came on is of the solar eclipse I have a picture of an actual solar eclipse. You saw it. And it's a very, very intense time. We're on the eve of a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Oh, you just looked up the season? Season 8, episode 23. Thanks, James. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to write that down. Season 8, episode 23 is the episode of Ghost Hunters that's at Hammond Castle. Thanks. I'm glad to know. Thanks for looking that up. So, happy Friday the 13th. I didn't even realize it was a Friday the 13th till about 4 o'clock when I was telling somebody the date. It was like, it's Friday the 13th. So we have the necessary voltage with this many people on the planet to catapult us out of this evil and this darkness. And 51% service to others to ascend. Haven't heard that before. Running Sloth Ann was looking for homes for sale in Massachusetts today. They're very expensive. If you have, I mean, I'm not saying you can't afford it. I'm just saying they're sky high. Houses are sky high. We can catapult ourselves out of this. And I want to just tell you that yesterday I was down for the count. Yesterday I got a stomach something. It was awful. But I'm better now. And I almost felt like that the guides were giving me an upgrade. And I had a couple of experiences as I was lying there going, oh, this really doesn't feel very good. If you ever had a hangover, it wasn't a hangover, but it felt like one because I don't drink anymore, but it was bad. But I really felt as though there was some kind of I don't know, an amping up going on from the etheric. And I spent a lot of time yesterday listening to Dr. Wayne Dyer, just filling the time with something productive. But I had an experience. I love the red glasses, thanks, I just grabbed them. I had an experience while lying there in a very relaxed state. I hope I feel better, I hope I feel better. And I do, and I didn't last forever. But I had kind of a vision, and it was like, I haven't told anybody this. It was like something out of like Star Wars. When I saw it, there was an image in my mind's eye. I saw an image, and it was a figure about this high, and it said to me, "Today is the day we unite." This is a vision I had yesterday. So I was laying in bed feeling like crap. And I remember I said to it, "You mean today is the day we unite? It's not later?" And he said, "No, today is the day we unite." And I don't know really what that meant. And then I felt like this energy, like an undulating energy kind of coming through me like this. And I was like, okay, what is this? So I feel like the spirit world is really amping up the help. And if you pull yourself away from the news, if you pull yourself away from the hysteria, and it is hysteria. Yeah, I haven't told anybody this. It was just yesterday. It was strange. It was almost like I went down for the count so I could get the transmission. And I don't think I'm the only one that's having those kinds of experiences. It was very unexpected. I do feel when I get away from the news, when I get away from the hysteria and the fear and I'm beside myself, as many of you are, about what's happened to the people in Israel. I feel a different energy, and I had seen maybe, just a handful of videos. You woke up feeling very zen? Oh, okay. Thomas says, my wife has an instinct you were feeling drained. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. I had seen about 5 videos of the attack. And I think the one at the concert got me the most. Yeah, we'll reach the critical mass of people that are necessary to to eliminate this evil. We will. And I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about those kids at that concert, and just the people like parachuting down, Hamas parachuting down. I mean, it was too much. And many people are having trouble sleeping. I'm right there with you. Sandy saying she was awake from 1 to 4:30. Yeah, well, too much misinformation about Israel right now. Well, there's too much misinformation all the time. So I want everyone to know, when I was with Sadhguru back in, I met him in 1998, he told us, and you may have heard this before, he told us that if 1% of the world's population becomes meditative, we'll be okay. I'm just reading what Darren's saying. Darren's saying her brother is still a Trump. That's going. We're going to look at a lot of things tonight. Anyway, it was too much for me, and I've decided that I can't watch any videos. But if 1% of the world's population becomes meditative, we will be okay. We'll make it through this. I've been so reluctant to look at the news. Thank you, Janet. I've been so reluctant to look at the news, but today I looked at the news and I saw that North Korea is supplying Putin with weapons to fight Ukraine. Did anyone else see that? That North Korea, Kim Jong-un, is selling weaponry to Putin. We knew that that was going to be happening. Yeah, rough week. I agree. That's what I saw in the news. And remember that they were planning to meet. They did meet Kim Jong-un and Putin. Whoever they are, there's a lot of doubles. So reportedly, Russia is more equipped now to attack Ukraine. They made a deal, yeah. And what's mega disturbing to me, you're a supporter, but you decide not to mention anything about politics. Hey, John, glad you were at the class the other night. When I think about Trump, his fingerprints are all over this world disruption. The U.S. sent ships to South Korea. Yes, Netanyahu knew beforehand about the attack on Israel. I talked about that on Monday. There was a lot that I said on Monday that was, for entertainment purposes only, put it that way. If 1% of the world's population becomes meditative, we will be okay. And I'll tell you something, I think I mentioned that Sadhguru has 9 million volunteers, all meditators. The Isha Foundation, all meditators. Yeah, I did talk about that on Monday. That Netanyahu knew. I think the Isha Foundation is up to maybe like 11 million volunteers. That's not all the meditators. That's just volunteers. So, what's 1% of 8 billion? I don't know. Can somebody tell me? What's 1% of 8 billion? Dancing Warrior says she's heavily meditated. It's better than heavily medicated. Anyway, we have the necessary voltage to amp up the vibe. 800 million? Is that right? Is that the statistic? So 1% of the world's population. If 800 million people are meditative, 80 million? I'm getting an 8. No, it can't be 8 million. That's too. No. There's 8 billion people plus on the planet. So 80 million people. You're giving me all different answers. Then Gloria says 80. Oh my gosh, I thought I couldn't do math. Terry, you're a math person, right? 80 million? I don't feel so bad. Okay. We need that many people to meditate. And I'm going to pull 3 cards. Oh, anyway, I was saying about, if you think for 1 second that Donald Trump stealing all those classified documents is not connected to what's going on in the world right now, think again. Because Donald Trump, there's a connection between the classified documents and the secrets. Remember, he was waving around the plans in case Iran, in case we had to go to war with Iran. He was waving around the plans to these laughing, giggling ladies. Yeah, it's tremendous sadness. So Linda, if you want to lower the sadness and amp up your vibe, don't watch the video of what's going on in Israel. We've got Terry, the final word is 1% of, not 80 million, 8 billion. Did I say million? I said 8 billion. We'll get to it by the end of the video. So, the reason that these enemy countries, these fascist countries, these countries I'm just reading how many people are coming up with different numbers. These countries that have been keep their people in humanitarian crises and are genocides and all that. Donald Trump idolizes the leaders of those countries. Cannot believe how many different numbers I'm getting. Do you guys know there's 8 billion people on the planet? I think it's hilarious that we haven't come to a consensus on 1% of 8 billion. I don't know. I'm not making fun of you. I don't know either. Trump is connected to all of this. And that's what I'm reading on. Here's the world. Here's the Six of Swords. Here's the King of Pentacles. It was all about the money. I think 80 million we have a consensus. It's 80 million. Yes, the world is overpopulated. It definitely is. How many zeros in a billion? That's the problem. That's what's tricky about it. So as far as Donald Trump and this world situation, yes, I have the world. I'm sorry I asked the question. I have the world. I have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is January 6th. So I'm reading about Trump and his and how he's connected to what's going on right now. How he has played a role. Directly and or indirectly. And the King of Pentacles it's because money is a drug to him. It's very clear. So just to recap, the question that I was asking was, is Donald Trump connected to all the hell that we're seeing breaking loose on the planet? The answer is yes. It's an affirmative. You sure Trump is proud of the work? Probably. I haven't watched it, but Midas Touch has a video of Trump at his last rally, and he is a freaking mess. Yeah. So that's what I got. I got the Six of Swords and the World and the King of Pentacles. So that's affirmative. Yes, Trump is the most dangerous man in the world. And that's what Mary Trump called him in her first book, the most dangerous man in the world. The video, the little tiny bit of a video that I saw of Trump in Florida, I guess, at a rally, he's off his freaking rocker more than you would think. Hi, Maura. 80 million is a good, we're going to go with the 80 million. There's 350 million people in America around that. You all talk about the world population. I'm done with the topic. I opened up a can of worms there. And also somebody just asked, I think it was Cheryl, did Netanyahu know? Here's the deal. What happened in Israel is what we have to look out for in this country. What happened in Israel was a result of a corrupt president, Netanyahu, who got himself into office. I don't even know how they were calling that a democracy. It's not a democracy. The people were upset. The people would protest. The people were upset about him having dominion over the justice system in Israel. And there was a lot of divisiveness, and there was a lot of Netanyahu only looking out for his own best interest. And James is saying he was warned. He knew. I don't think it was like full on, but I really get that Netanyahu was told that an attack was coming. But because he's so secretive, because he's so like nefariously greedy and all about himself, and the country became so divided, Netanyahu was not looking out for the people of Israel. He wasn't looking out for them. He didn't have their best interest at heart. He was sloppy, he slacked off, he didn't take anything seriously, and lo and behold, that's what happened. And this is a cautionary tale for all of us. That we cannot be, and I'm just remembering my vision where I got this little being told me, today we become united. And I think that was about the world becoming united. We have a really precarious situation on our hands, but I feel like it is going to bring people together. Yeah, well, you know what Barbara's saying, he knew and Netanyahu thought this would unite the country behind him. I'm remembering that when Trump wanted to stay in office, he made a couple of attempts to start a war. I vaguely remember that Trump was sort of like pushing the envelope and seeing if he could get us into a conflict. Well, January 6th for one. Yeah, security warned Netanyahu that things weren't safe. So, I'm going to pull 3 cards on Netanyahu. I'm not going to pull cards on Israel. And you know what, I just want to say about the violence. I've mentioned this before. I didn't watch 9/11. I didn't watch what happened on 9/11 till months later, and I kept playing it over and over. I knew it wasn't good for me. I didn't watch any of 9/11 until a good almost a year later. I never watched the George Floyd video. I don't watch violence. It's not easy to not watch violence because that's all there is, seems available to watch. And I'm not a worse person for that. So if you cannot handle it, I don't recommend that you watch any of those videos. I'm way too psychic. I really cannot handle the reality of what's happening there. So I'm going to read on Netanyahu and you know what's going on with him right now. I did see him, before all this happened, I did see him hauled off and under arrest. We'll get to the House Speaker momentarily. It was Monday or Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday. I did a short video during the day, just as far as the House Speaker, and I said that I saw them nominating Scalise, and then I saw that not working out, and that's exactly what happened. Netanyahu. This is where Netanyahu is. He's leaning really heavily on his army, really almost too heavily. Netanyahu he's really leaning very heavily on his army, and I don't know what I mean by that, except I don't know what I mean by that, except it just seems like Netanyahu's like, all the soldiers, go get him. It's not good. The Hierophant is Netanyahu is trying to look like he's actually a president. He's trying to look like he's a president. He needs to lean right up. Hey, Damon, what's going on? Everybody, say hi to Damon. We don't know why Damon gets special treatment. Prime Minister, sorry. So, the Knight of Pentacles, yeah, he's trying to stay Prime Minister. Netanyahu is trying to stay Prime Minister. So that's why the Hierophant, it's the big rat. And I see the Knight of Pentacles, yeah. But boy, he's just throwing, Netanyahu is awful. He's just throwing the Israeli army. He's just throwing them at Hamas. You pulled the Eight of Cups. Yeah, well, the Eight of Cups, Terry's doing her homework. The Eight of Cups is turning away from grief and sorrow. You know, there's all this sorrow and grief he's looking at. That really fits. Okay, I'm finally getting warm. The heat kicked on. So, yes, it got warmer in here because the heat kicked on, but it's colder outside. Warren's over there jumping the gun. Will Netanyahu be replaced soon? Let's get through the next few days before we go there. I don't see, coming back to the United States, I don't see Jim Jordan being Speaker of the House. God, no. He tried to take down our democracy. I love you too, thank you. You're so sweet. It's only 62 where Electra Storm is. Jim Jordan was part of the insurrection. Yes, no AC this summer. That's true. I didn't have any AC this summer. I made it through the whole summer. The only time it got too hot was the first week of September. Blue Tarot. Jim Jordan can't be Speaker. He won't have the votes anyway. He can't be Speaker. He was part of the insurrection. He refused to show up for the January 6th committee. He's a traitorous jackass, Rose Blue says. What are you saying? You have to skip a lot of Midas Touch because they show Trump. Well, just turn it down. Austin has a better change for Speaker. Tom Cole. Not seeing Tom Cole. What happened to the blonde man you would co-host with? We had a falling out. Sorry. He's a redhead. Things happen. Misunderstandings, that kind of thing. Anyway, so I'm going to look at... Gosh, I keep getting Hakeem Jeffries. We're in uncharted territory. Thank you for asking. We're in uncharted territory. And so since we're in uncharted territory with... Gosh, Ukraine had me so traumatized I couldn't do readings for 3 months. I mean, I couldn't do these for 3 months. And then now this. And just reflect with me for a moment. Before Hamas attacked Israel, all these Republicans going at it, being ridiculous, thinking they had all this power, and just being total idiots. Not that they've stopped. Don't get me wrong. and just being petty and petty and petty, and then this huge world crisis hits. And they're over there squabbling like petulant children that can't get along, that don't even know how to have a conversation. Judge Luce Cannon yelled at Smith's prosecutors and shut down the court. Was that today? Warren's nominating me to be Speaker of the House. Anyway, I keep thinking about how much visualization and how much meditation and how much prayer we have been doing so that the ultimate outcome is that the Republicans have no power, that they are powerless. Oh, that happened yesterday with Eileen Cannon? I didn't watch any news yesterday. That was a very rare thing. So this is what we've been praying and meditating about, that their power is taken from them. That these fascist Republicans that are working for Putin lose their power. Yeah, Midas showed the video of Trump. I think that's what you're talking about. And I didn't watch the whole thing. But it did stir my curiosity to see how far he's gone. Before I read about the speaker, I'm going to read about Trump. You know, honestly, this is what I get about Trump right now. Trump knows he's walking on eggshells because of what just happened. Trump knows he's not so stupid that he doesn't know that Jack Smith prosecutes war criminals. And Donald Trump is not so stupid to think that that Trump himself is not a war criminal. He knows what he did. He knows what he's done. He's known the damage that he's sown. He's cornered and panicked. And that's what I really get. Because I feel like there's something, and I said this the other day, I can't remember what it was exactly. It was about the subs. It was about when Trump, remember, it was just the other day, when I found out that Trump just spewed out our top secrets about our nuclear subs in Russia. And how close our nuclear subs could get to Russia without being detected, to Russian subs, and how many nuclear warheads were on our subs. And he shared that information with the Australian billionaire who went and spewed all that information everywhere. Think about how many people, how many diplomats, how many people from other countries, Saudi Arabia, I don't know if it was Iran, but think about Trump released 5,000 Taliban out of prison in Afghanistan, which is why Joe Biden had to shut it down completely. Big part of the reason. And Trump's out there right now, and he knows that they know. Because I said about that sub situation that I see they were just scratching the surface. That little bit of news was just the tip of the iceberg about what Trump had done and how much danger that he put not only the United States of America in, but the whole freaking world. Thank God that we have Joe Biden, because we might not be here if it weren't for Joe Biden. So tell your friends who still adore at the altar of Trump, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Seriously. And to see him not able to hold it together on the stage at these stupid ass rallies. I'm sorry, I'm getting heated up. That's why I took my jacket off. He's losing his mind because he knows there's no way that they don't know more. He knows there's no way that Jack Smith doesn't know more. It was the tip of the iceberg. That whole sub thing, how many documents he had at Mar-a-Lago, boxes and boxes and boxes. It's like if you were moving, you wouldn't have that many boxes to move. Sorry. I'm losing my mind over here. But I'm glad we're together. I'm pulling 3 cards. Thank you, Terry, for thanking people. It's less for me to pay attention to. Thank you. Thank you all. Dirty, rotten, smushes SOBs. I'm not saying wicked bad words. Yes, we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore. So I'm pulling 3 cards about Trump's status at the moment. You think I'm channeling your outrage? Yeah, actually, that makes sense, Sandy. I'll be mad for you. Yeah, I'm still seeing Hakeem Jeffries for speaker. Don't have to spell it out. It's right in front of us. How Trump is feeling. Oh, there's something coming for Trump swiftly. The sword of truth. I'm reading on Trump's status right now. Warren, you have to learn to stop asking when to a psychic. It's very challenging to tell you when. The sword of truth. The 4 of Swords. Trump is exhausted. You guys think you're having trouble sleeping? I'm thinking I have trouble sleeping. I can handle it. 25 years as an insomniac here. Not anymore. But Trump is not sleeping. When is the gag order hearing? The 8 of Wands is something coming for him really quickly. He is exhausted. I don't know how he can put a sentence together. Morrow mental ward. Where's my bell? Morrow mental ward. I like it. There's a lot of damage that Trump has done that cannot be undone. You can give Trump my pillow full of lead. Austin Scott, can he defeat? Anybody can defeat Jim Jordan. So Monday is when does Trump appear before Judge Chutkin on Monday? Is that the deal? About the gag order? Let's ask about that. Monday's the 16th. Don't be surprised if you can't sleep tonight. I hate to plant that seed in your head, but this solar eclipse is big. October 16th. Can Austin Scott get... No, I don't think Austin Scott can get a... Isn't it 217 votes? I don't know. Let's ask the pendulum about the gag order. Let's ask the pendulum about a gag order. He's supposedly coming to New York to confront Michael Cohen. What? Warren, tell me more about that. What do you mean Trump's going to... He bailed. He dropped that whole lawsuit against Michael Cohen. Why would he be coming to New York to confront Michael Cohen? I don't understand. Is Trump going to have a bona fide gag order? Is he going to have like a real gag order? Is that actually going to happen? It's not a full-on gag order. Are you talking about that Trump is just like being a big bully and saying, I'm going to come up to New York and punch your lights out? Jim Jordan's not going to be Speaker of the House. Okay, will it be a partial gag order? Will Trump actually have a partial gag order put on him by Judge Chutkin? It's not that either. I'm not getting that either. Is Trump going to be put in jail because he has violated his gag order? What the heck? Will he be denied bail? Will Trump be denied bail? Is that what's going to happen? That looks more... Gosh, it really just isn't giving me an answer. All right, let's take a look at what's going to happen. Let's look at the cards. Maybe it'll give us some more insight. Is Trump going to be under a gag order? I do feel like he's been appealing to our enemies for money, but he's not getting it. let's see. Chris the Fish. I only do, this is just a political reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com is where you go to book a reading. Will Trump be under a gag order? There's the Eight of Wands again. Things are going to be happening really swiftly for Trump. Six of Pentacles, the money, they're tracing the money that went towards January 6th. And the Page of Cups. There's a message coming for Trump. It's not a gag order. It's something that's, it's not an actual gag order. I'm just trying to figure out what this is that I'm picking up on. It feels more like specific incidences are pointed out to him. Specific times that he threatened, he said, we got to go after Letitia James, you know, right before, this is all before the thing happened in Israel. And he was really being brazen. She will move the case forward. I felt that too. That's a good thought, because I did get that too in the past. Well, Judge Chuck can move the case forward more quickly rather than a gag order. I think we have a winner. I think we have a winner. I think that's what's going to happen. No, you don't have to be sorry for asking Chris the Fish. No worries. Yeah, just book a reading. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. If you don't want a full reading, I can read your tea leaves, which is a shorter thing. No problem. The money is in his account books. When you guys are talking about that Jim Jordan got in again, that's what a disaster. Let's pull 3 cards. So anyway, as far as Trump and a gag order, it looks like Judge Chutkin is going to move the date up sooner, and rather than a gag order. I'm going to pull 3 cards about. Yeah, Jim Jordan will be out. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I wanted to show you a picture of him. I'll spare you. Oh no, maybe I won't. He said he will testify ASAP. Trump? You're not good at tech? It's really easy. You go to PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Chris the Fish. I want to show you this picture of like, do you think this man has the temperament to be Speaker of the House? Do you think you'd feel confident? Think about it. Just, give me a moment. Tell me if you think he would have a good temperament to be Speaker of the House. Sheesh. No. Look, he's a total stress head. No. Ew. Gross. Don't let that happen. White him out. You remember the whiteout? Remember whiteout? White him out. He's a tool. I can't. He's very uncomfortable. All right, we're going to pull 3 cards about Jim Jordan. I don't even think he believes he'd be Speaker. And honestly, why would he want that job? And I'm of the mind, Warren, when you're saying Jordan is number 2 in the United States of America to become, if he became Speaker after the Vice President. We're not even going there. We're not even going there. We're not even going to entertain the idea of Jim Jordan as being Speaker. We're not even putting any mental energy in that direction. Nor are we putting any mental energy into thinking about Donald Trump being president. No, no, no. Exit out. Not happening. Yes, and Cassidy Hutchinson asserts that Jim Jordan possesses extensive knowledge about the events surrounding the January 6th coup. Yes, that's becoming common knowledge, potentially covering a wide range of information. He doesn't want the job. It's like I said before, he would be in the spotlight, and he does not want that. Hey, Marby. No, it's no problem, Warren. I'm sorry. I'm probably being super feisty tonight because there's so much stress. This is Jim Jordan. I mean, it's not me. I just mean in the world, in the collective. Understandably. This is Jim Jordan, 3 of Swords. He's a mess. The 9 of Swords. Nobody's sleeping lately. He's not sleeping. The 9 of Swords for Jim Jordan. The Lovers. Cling on to Donald Trump. He's clinging on to Donald Trump. Clinging on to Donald Trump. Jim Jordan's clinging on. They're 2 of a kind. Damon, thank you for your permission for feistiness. Does the Speaker of the House get the same legal protections as a POTUS does? No, that's all changing. I just want you to know, that's all changing. Jim Jordan is a Klingon. You guys are hilarious. Thank you for making me laugh. Yes, he's a total, what did she call it? She called him a witness. There's a word, there's a legal term. He's a witness to what happened. Like he was a participant. Jim Jordan was a participant in attempting to take our government down. Jim Jordan has too many problems back home at Ohio State with the wrestlers who were molested. Yeah, he's in big fat trouble. We don't, is that a barnacle? That's a heart. That's a heart. That's a broken heart. 3 of Swords. This is Jim Jordan. He's just glommed on to Donald Trump like you can't even believe it. And he's stressed out of his mind. No love in these people's lives. I don't know how any of these horrible, horrible, heinous human beings in the fascist Republican Party, that segment of the Republican Party, I don't know how they're still standing. Gloria's giving us pumpkin faces. Because if you're that horrible, you can't feel very good. Yes, that's a pierced heart. He's a barnacle on Trump's behind. I like it. I like it. Gloria's putting up the happy pumpkin faces. Nice. All right, so... Oh, remind me to tell you about the Halloween event that's coming up. You pray that the divine goddess accepts your small donation. Oh, thank you, Chris. That's very sweet. All right. Steve Scalise is out. And here's how heinous. Yes, Trump wanted to invite the Taliban to Camp David on the 4th of July. Donald Trump got 5,000 Taliban terrorists released from prison in Afghanistan. He invited the Taliban to Camp David on the 4th of July. A group of Republicans in 2018 flew to the Kremlin. They were invited to the Kremlin on the 4th of July in 2018 to consult with Putin. The Freedom Caucus has made repeated trips to Viktor Orban's Hungary to learn about how to take over a democracy and turn it into an autocracy. Extremist Christian nationalist autocracy. Back and forth, back and forth. They invited Viktor Orban to their conventions, to CPAC. Okay? Now, when you add up the pieces, you realize that it's pretty logical what they're trying to do. And I think the light is being shown on all of this, so it's not just the psychics and us that see it, that everybody sees it. And that's what's starting to happen. And with Scalise, they're such heinous people, these fascist Republicans, that I have no admiration or anything or sympathy or anything. Steve Scalise can be Steve Scalise. Stay far away from me. But his associates made fun of him for having cancer. I don't know what they said, but they pointed out it as a flaw. They weren't sympathetic to that he has bad cancer. And I had said when I read about it that I felt like that would take him out of the running. But I thought it would take him out of the running for Speaker Scalise, because he would feel like he was sick and didn't want to be speaker while he was sick. But as it turned out, they mocked him for having cancer. Marjorie Trader Green. Yes, because Marjorie Trader Green is a sociopath. And she's a sadist. And Scalise has blood cancer. And I don't care if if it's your worst damn enemy in the world. You don't make fun of somebody who has a potentially terminal illness. That's who these people are. That's who these people are. Marjorie Trader Green. Of course, because they do whatever they can to be as cruel. It's a cruelty contest. Let's read on her. Let's read on Marjorie Trader Green. What do you say? Oh, we're so sick of Trump. Oh my gosh. It's so sick of Trump. Marjorie Trader Green. Well, there's a skunk here. I love these cards. I meant to use my Halloween cards. I will switch to them. Yes, Marjorie better be careful. Karma's coming for her. The Chariot. Something's going to happen to her quickly. The Page of Wands is coming. And the Devil. Yes, she's evil. She's evil as evil can be. And I hate to say this, but I don't think Marjorie Trader Green even has it in her to feel any sympathy for what's going on with this. I don't see her being able. It's not that. It just feels like a mental, like a misfiring of the wire in her brain that she doesn't even feel empathy for the people of Israel. That's just what I'm picking up. It's like there's a I don't know. People that are that heinous, their brains are different. If you take an MRI of their brain, it's different. She's that. Just saying. Witches tarot cards tonight. You know what? I did find them. And then I'm not sure. Where did they go? You want me to use a witches tarot? I'll get the witches tarot. Because I do miss them and I found them. Cheryl. Half a brain, I tell you. I'll be right back. They're right here. I think. All right, we're gonna go to the Witch's Tarot just to change it up a little bit. If you have any specific questions, yes, Marjorie Trader Green is a very strange person. If you have a specific question, you can put it up there. There's plenty we need to read on. And I'll pull out the Witch's Tarot. While I'm pulling out the other deck, why don't I do a commercial? Go to psychicannetteDion.com to book your reading. Go to psychicannetteDion.com to find out what we're doing for classes and everything. I have scheduled a Halloween event for October 29th, which is Sunday from, what did I say, 4 to 6? Terry? I think I said 4 to 6. We're going to have a Halloween event. It's on my website. Is it on my website, Terry? I think it is. She'll tell me. On the 29th. It's kind of like a Halloween party. 6 to 8 p.m. And it's, you wear a costume. We talk about Halloween, Samhain. We talk about the Wiccan tradition of Samhain. We're going to do all kinds of things. So that's October 29th. I think I have it at $45 a person, and it's going to be fun. Come celebrate on a Zoom call. Yes, it'll be on Zoom. Unless you all want to come here and we'll rent the castle. All right. So what else is going on? Church of Spirituality every single Sunday at 1. Our theme for the month of October has been all spirit. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you're missing out on an opportunity to make your life better. Why has Manchin been so quiet lately? Because no one wants to listen to Joe Manchin. I think Joe Manchin doesn't know what to do with himself. Anyway, Church of Spirituality every single Sunday at 1. You can always watch the ones from the past under the lives. Please check out Kathy Beal and myself. We did a podcast from our offices because my Comcast went down. Usually I go to a studio for that. But mega astrology info. Yeah, really good stuff. Okay, so there's that. And Grassroots of Democracy, we do meet on Saturdays. Please, please join Grassroots of Democracy. We've got to save our democracy. It is really, really critical. Thank you, Darren, for your endorsement. And I've got plenty of time to do a psychic reading for you, so definitely check it out. If you become a member, when you become a member, which is a subscription, there's 3 levels. The top 2 levels, there's a psychic party the last Saturday of the month. This month it's going to be the 21st, because I'm going to the Goblin Ball, and you get a complimentary tote bag when you join Grassroots of Democracy. When, not if. And 20 on Tuesdays is a guided meditation for a healed America. We do that every single Tuesday at 7. And those are all on Zoom. So you have to go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com to sign up for that. You get all the notes and everything, even if you can't make the meetings. We want to see you at the meetings, but you will get the notes if you can't make it. I think that's everything for now. I'm not going to read on Joe Manchin. Let's see. Now the Great Pumpkin will pass you by. If, I said if. When? Thank you. Can we imagine MTG and Trump ending up in the same jail? Let's ask this. Let's ask if Trump... Is Trump going to prison? WJ, I alluded to that. Yes, Trump indirectly has something to do with the attack. Indirectly. Please hit the thumbs up while I check and see if Trump is going to jail. Is Trump going to serve time in prison? No. Tell us more about that. 3 cards. I really think it's because he's going to end up in a mental institution. Let's ask the pendulum. I really think that's why I'm getting no. A special prison. Is Trump going to end up in a special prison? You know, a special prison. Yes. A special prison. Okay, let's see. More about that. The 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands. Yes. Okay, it's a special prison. It's a special prison. I don't know. I don't know what that means exactly. Feels like a mental prison. The 4 of Swords comes up again because he won't be well. A mental institution. No, he won't. Warren, how many times have you asked me if Trump will flee the country? Love you lots. He's not fleeing the country. Imagine how difficult it would be to flee the country undetected. And so many times I've answered that question. So many times. He doesn't want to live in another country. He wouldn't have people waiting on him hand and foot in another country. I don't think it's by pleading insanity that he'll be in a special prison. I think he's going insane. He cannot flee. And this is the Queen of Swords. This really, I want to say Letitia James, but this really feels like Judge Chutkin. It feels like Judge Chutkin. Oh, they pulled his passport too? Feels like Judge Chutkin is going to take him down. Not that others won't, but I just feel like that's the final nail in the coffin, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. Sagittarius are always feisty. That's true. That's very true. I wasn't feisty yesterday. I was down for the count. Coming back. All right. I was good enough to post a video on Wednesday, though. Oh, somebody's talking about Trump on The Apprentice. Remember, I watched a fellow named Noel today who used to work on The Apprentice show, and he told how gross Trump is with his Adderall use and filling his diapers. He also said Trump is dyslexic and can't read. He's dyslexic? What I really remember the most is right prior to The Apprentice, right just prior to when Trump was like this big star in The Apprentice. I was just reading about him being completely bankrupt. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like, he was going through some really hard times financially. Boy, I must be saying some stuff because you keep putting up entertainment purposes only. Oh well. When I think about the things that go on social media, it's like, this is mild. I haven't even used a bad swear word. Yes, remember that? Trump was really broke before The Apprentice. And then America got all these like stars in their eyes. Reality TV is the worst thing that ever happened to America. Thomas wants tea leaves. I'm not at the end yet. Yeah, he was bankrupt right before that, right? You're getting a firm yes. Nancy check. She's getting a firm yes on the mental prison, and I've seen that all along. Okay. And Diane remembers when Trump was broke. He's still broke, just so you know. I'm going to read on Ukraine. Now, the guides are showing me, this is interesting. Wow. So I told you earlier that I saw a little bit of a news clip that North Korea has sent weapons to Russia to use on Ukraine. So, yeah, reality TV is the worst. I like old sitcoms. They're really fun. So I'm thinking about Ukraine, and I want to read on Ukraine, but this is weird, because I feel like I read that North Korea provided Putin with weapons to use on Ukraine, but I see an intervention. I see some kind of an intervention. I don't know what it is. It's so interesting. David's been binging on the Jeffersons. How fun is that? I went through a little stint where I binged watched The Golden Girls. I didn't realize how funny that show was. I never really watched it. Mark Burnett ruined America with reality TV. I agree. Because with reality TV, what happened was people got really cutthroat competitive, and then that became a thing. That needs to become not a thing anymore. It's getting old. Attacking one another is just getting so old. It's like so gross. Anyway. Okay. So I'm going to read on Ukraine. I don't feel like this is going to be working for Russia. Bewitched. Wow, Bewitched is really old. Electra Storm still watches Golden Girls every night. That was a really well-written show. A lot of those shows, they're just light and funny and fun, and the idea was they kind of took you away for the day. You know, people would go home after work and they'd have some dinner, and then they'd throw on Bewitched or whatever, and just lighten it up and just, you know, laugh a little. Amazing. Okay, so this is about what Russia just did in accepting weapons from North Korea. Well, let me get a clarifier here. Maybe I need a more specific question. Oh, Midas touches MEIDAS. Maude was another funny old show. A lot of people watch the Golden Girls. That's cool. Yeah, and they tackled some, and All in the Family, they tackled some real, you know, social issues. They were brave. Okay, so this is why I pulled 4 cards instead of 3, because I'm asking about the situation with North Korea giving Putin all these weapons. And it's quickly going to come to an end. I have the Justice. I see, I don't know, I see an intervention. Marjorie Trader Green is in Florida with Gates this weekend. What are they having, a date? He's married. All right, I'm going to just erase that from my mind now. All in the Family is hard to watch now. It's triggering. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there was a lot of racism back then. As far as Kim Jong-un and Putin, here's them making a deal. Here's it quickly. There's an intervention here. There's an intervention with some of our allies, coming in. The Three of Pentacles. There's a new. I don't see this working out for Russia. You corrupted your daughter and got her interested in the old sitcoms. That's great. That's what I get. I feel like our allies know too much about what happened between Russia and Putin. Putin and Kim Jong-un. Remember, Putin and Kim Jong-un, Trump is like, yes, Meza. It's bad. It's bad. Sorry. He just... Are we back to the 1% of the world's population? He just idolizes these heinous, murderous dictators. And I really think Archie wasn't a narcissist. On All in the Family, that wasn't a narcissist. He was racist. Archie was not a narcissist. Listen to me defending Archie on All in the Family. I don't know. It's a weird day. Smothers Brothers was the first show to be taken off the air for being political. It shouldn't have been. What time is it? MASH was good too, funny and sad. Never watched that. Archie was a racist, but Archie wasn't a narcissist. That's not the definition of a narcissist. Oh, I like Destiny's Child saying, send positive intentions for Jeffries. Imagine him with the gavel. Yes. Let's read on that. Archie was a dumb racist, but teachable. Yeah, exactly. I totally get that. He was always drunk. Archie was always drunk. Okay. Too many topics. Carol Burnett, that was wholesome fun. A lot of really funny skits there. All right, Hakeem Jeffries. I'm reading on Hakeem. It's nice when you put up the topic because I'm reading the chat and I'm like off from sitcom land and I'm like, what was I reading on? Archie Bunker's chair is at the Smithsonian. Oh, that's great. SNL, the old SNLs. Oh my God, hilarious. I love Lucy, Kathy like that. Hakeem Jeffries. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. And I've been talking about this. I see the Democrats behind the scenes creating a functional government amongst themselves. Any chance of 200 plus GOP Republicans voting present? The Democrats, yeah, we're envisioning Hakeem Jeffries being Speaker of the House. Yeah. And likes the old sitcoms too. How about Seinfeld? Seinfeld is really funny. The elephant skit on Carol Burnett. How do I not know that one? Tim Conway was hilarious. Really funny. So the Democrats, I'm reading on Hakeem Jeffries and I see the Democrats, the high priestess is here. They're doing some serious talking. It looks like around the clock talking about how to save our government in this time of a total world crisis. Yes. Frasier was funny too. I like Cheers too. The King of Cups, I would say that's a yes for Hakeem Jeffries. I would say that's a yes for Hakeem. And this is the Nine of Wands. And the Republicans are going to be defensive, but they won't have anything to work with. Tim Conway and Harvey Korman couldn't keep a straight face with some of the bits. I know, almost all of them. This is the Democrats behind the scenes making a government that's functional amongst themselves. Because, you know, it's kind of like, it's a one-way conversation. To think about working with the Republicans right now, because they're all MAGA. Not all of them, but, you know, to think about working with them is like a one-way conversation. When the Democrats think about, oh, we can work with the Republicans. No, that's a one-way conversation. So they're putting it together. We're in uncharted territory. We've never had a Republican Party that refused to work as a democracy. So, unprecedented situations call for unprecedented approaches. And I see Hakeem Jeffries. Seems like I'm having a deja vu. We've had this conversation before about old sitcoms. It was a while ago, but I remember just everyone's putting up their favorite old sitcom. Gee, maybe we should write to the networks and say, you know, we'll watch your network if you put on these shows. I guess they are on. Get rid of the blood and the gore and the horror, my gosh. We do live in a matrix. This is true. Yeah, Tim Conway and the dentist skit. That was hilarious. Okay, we're kind of winding down, so let's look at when Carol Burnett walked down the steps of the curtain rod, and you all have to watch sitcoms tonight. Watch old sitcoms tonight. It'll raise the vibration. All right. Let's read on Joe Biden. We'll do that. This will be the last thing because there's so much to read on and we can't be here all night. Let's just take a moment and send thanks and gratitude, thank yous and gratitude to Joe Biden. Let's make sure that he feels appreciated. And I'm reading on Joe Biden. We already do. I'm just telling everybody else. We have 3+ hours to midnight, Warren's saying. You can be here all night. Joe Biden. It's a very challenging time. I was thinking about Joe Biden. I was thinking, you know, not only is he a very young 80 years old, but just because I had this weird stomach thing yesterday, I thought about all the traveling that he does and how hard that is on even your digestive system. And it's like, you know, he goes to India and he's going to all these places and he's like flying and he's got to have jet lag. And then he comes back and he does a speech here and he does a speech there and he's holding the country together. And in many ways, Joe Biden's holding the world together. And it's starting to, you know, you can't be gaslit to the point where you can't see what's right in front of you. I couldn't do that job. You couldn't do that job. How does he do it? Divine guidance. That's what the guides just said. It's divine guidance. It's amazing. So it's obviously a very challenging time. There's a lot that we don't know. That's, you know, they're not telling us everything because it would be too scary. Very challenging. A lot of this, the Republicans not having a government that's functioning because of them is really stay on. You want me to be like a 24/7 channel? That was like Miss Cleo and the Psychic Friends Network. That was that. We tried Keen. Keen's good. Anyway, but I don't think they'll do political readings for you. I can't believe what Joe Biden has been able to do. I know I talk about it all the time. Miss Cleo was all night, exactly. And she didn't pay anything. The Eight of Wands. There's a lot of help coming in from our allies. This is a time when all the allies come together. We're not going to say that we're heading for World War III. We're not going to listen to all the rapture predictions and the Armageddon predictions, and we're not going to do that. We're not going there. We are going to think about exactly what we want to see happen. Yeah, the jet lag is exhausting. I've done it. And you know, India, that's a long freaking trip. So, my little vision that I had said, today we become united. Today we unite, and that was yesterday. From this point forward, go do something fun. Are you talking to me? This is fun. Oh, you're talking about lifting the vibe. Yeah, go do something fun. Yeah, it's amazing what Joe Biden has. I mean, honest to God, if Trump was president right now, and I don't want to hear anybody saying, what if he becomes president? Let's just let that go. We might be blown up. The whole planet, it was possible that the whole entire planet would be blown up if Trump was in there. I don't mean to be dramatic. Before I go, I'm going to read the tea leaves, but can you please hit the thumbs up? Pretty please! What happened to my fake beer? I got tired of it. Too much of a good thing. I just got tired of it. You know, when you really like something and you have it a lot and then you're just like, I'm done with that. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Angela, because you're right. Biden warned North Korea not to support Putin. That's why I saw that there's going to be an intervention. If the X comes into power, did you not hear Dancing Warrior, that we're not ever going to even think about that? What am I going to be on Halloween? Good question. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. You guys listen. I love that. Oh, yeah. It was a terrifying time when Trump was in office. We all knew. I mean, I sensed how much damage he was causing, and not just this country, the world. Trump is toast. I agree, Ann. Trump is toast. You have a witch outfit for Halloween? So listen to this. Speaking of Halloween, I found out from a guy that works at the castle that the goblin ball is actually a thing. I don't know if you guys know this, so I looked it up. It's a thing. It's like people, it's not like, I guess like a Grateful Dead concert. That's the best thing I can kind of compare it to. Where people, they're all in the know. So the goblin ball is like, it's based on the movie that David Bowie was in, The Labyrinth. I don't know if I'm doing Sister Mary Annette this year. We'll see. So, I got to get with the program on the Labyrinth movie. I haven't watched that in a long time. But it's an actual thing. It started in 2013 or something. Wildfire Wind is saying I could use some toast with jam. Go ahead. Trump is toast, yes. What do we have here? Let's get a little more light on the subject. Well, this gives me a sense, this is giving me a sense that there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different components going on right now that won't come together very soon. I see like a dragon. Ooh, there's a dragon there. There's a dragon and there's Mercury. And interesting shapes. I see a heart and Mercury, and I see that it's like a seahorse. I don't know if I'll find. You've never seen Labyrinth? Watch the movie Labyrinth. It's really good. See the dragon, and the dragon is right where Mercury is. So that indicates there's The dragon reminds me of Godzilla. And there's a powerful force that's going to start hitting our communication. Or a seahorse, yeah. And there's a heart there in Mercury. So this is interesting because it's going to be really scary like it is. It's scary like it is. And then there's a heart. So love is more powerful. David Bowie used to scare you when you were a kid? Electromagnetic pulse. Let me do this because I think dragon, the common symbols are in the book and I do like to see what it says. Yeah. What is a dragon? I have the sense that it's protection. The dragon is a master of illusion, trickery, and showmanship. Well, this isn't real specific, but you can enjoy the show, but don't get taken in. So okay, that's a really great bit of guidance from the tea leaves. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Don't be taken in by it. This really seems to reinforce what I was saying about don't watch too much of the horror because it's horrible. And this is a heart, and Chris is confused. If you were a regular, you wouldn't be as confused. So love is more powerful than all this ugliness, all this misinformation, all this deception. Focus on the love. I see a butterfly. There's transformation happening. I do see people coming together. You see an Indian dancer. The dragon is a powerful, positive warrior. Yeah, and love is the answer. But this is also pointing to there will be a lot of trickery and a lot of misinformation out there. Focus on the love. Busy praying for Ukraine. Yeah. Ukraine is going to make it through this. You see a man sitting on a stool. Interesting. It'd be really fun to have a tea leaf reading class. And it's such a brief little read that I do. The thing about reading tea leaves is you can sit here for a while and see different things. Just kind of meditate on it. That looks like a witch on a broom to me. The sun here, I'm curious about what's in the sun. That looks like a butterfly. There's a butterfly there, and this is sun. This solar eclipse is a time of great transformation. We will be getting good news. This is a envelope represents news. We will be getting good news. I see good news here. So I know it's hard to believe, but we have to get through there's a little bit of difficulty. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get the truth of what's going on. So I guess the good thing is that if we don't know what the actual truth is in terms of what's happening during this war, we can just meditate and focus on love. That's the most important thing. Focus on the love. And I love you guys, and I feel better. Do you feel better? Tell me if you feel better. Yes, okay. Kathy Beale said we're getting a new operating system out of tomorrow's eclipse. Well, I was surprised at how much of a psychic transmission I received. So, you feel better? Okay, that's why I'm here. If you want to donate, please do. It helps me, and it helps me when you book a reading and you take advantage of my offerings. Alrighty, definitely. Let's go dance. Let's go watch fun sitcoms. Let's tell each other jokes and have high vibration and meditation. All right? And so Sunday's Church of Spirituality, and that's at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. I've got plenty of room, so book your reading. All right? And soon I'm going to have my tarot class available for sale. I have to set that up. And the new event is a Halloween event. Terry, is it on the website yet? If it's not, it will be. And that'll be a fun time to celebrate the season. We need to celebrate. All right, love you all. Namaste. Thanks for your support. Love you. Bye.